Head into the unknown, down the rabbit hole, where it stops no one knows. We're going head into the unknown. Na, 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 na.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi, everybody. I can't even tell you. I guess I'm so excited that Michelle is here.
Hi, guys. She's back.
Bringing it back to the old school because I'm an old.
Bringing it home.
So cool.
This one.
Hi, Delana.
Hi,
Hi, Andra. The Andra. Oh, hi, Marshall, Mel Mac. Holla, girl. Camera, be real. JC, Dominic, Mrs. Troy. Hi, Julie. Colorado Mountain Life. Hiders. Hi, Rhett Mom. Be real. Mirage. Mirage is like my favorite Vegas hotel.
Oh,
You know, I haven't
right.
been to Vegas forever. It used to be I should say used to be.
Yeah, right.
When
We're old now. We don't do anything.
I know. I'm like, I just hang out here with you guys.
Yeah.
I Be Real. Hi, Brandy. 1960, my Brittany. Love yas. Cat Pool. Tracy.
I see a lot of new names too. Love it.
Yeah. Cool gamer. I can't even go all the way up. You guys are awesome. Holy crap, there's already dang. Well, hello everybody and welcome.
Yes, welcome.
And Christine will be very happy to hear that you guys love her intro.
Yes. That is the bomb intro. Okay. We love it.
Hi, Alibi, and welcome.
Yes.
Oh, biscuits and crazy. It's got to go to work. Combat that price. Hi, Mindy. Hi, Dave.
Brittles, how are you?
I don't know if I met Angie, baby. Hi, Dina. Chemistry queen. Austin, long time no see. My Mallory.
This is our beautiful Mallory.
I found a lot of the receipts, Jeannie. I found a lot of the receipts. Well, okay, so I just want to say hi to everybody. I'm Peppermint Tea. I know I'm like Sharon.
I know Sharon's here too. Love her.
I know. I'm like I want to say hi to everybody, and it's like, hi, Angela. I'm like, I know I'm going to miss people, and I really apologize. Hello to everybody here. If it's your first time here, welcome. We're kind of super chill. We just, just be kind to each other. That's really all we ask. Everybody's welcome to their opinions. Just don't fight with other people over theirs. So this is kind of, I really should, I wanted to do this live a couple days ago, and I'm kind of regretting that I didn't, because what I'm about to show you guys is, and some of you may have seen it. Hi, Natasha, and welcome. If cats had thumbs. If cats had thumbs. What kind of freaking name is that? I love it. You didn't say my name. I did. I said your name, and I actually said the Mirage is one of my favorite hotels at Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Queenie.
Nancy B. Wild. Okay,
Great.
so at the beginning, I shouldn't say beginning, about 2 weeks after the Idaho Four tragedy, a gentleman came on to Reddit, and he was proclaiming to be a friend of Jack D, which is Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. Many have confused him with saying that he's a roommate. He is not actually a roommate. So we're going to go through all that. But so he was pretty active on Reddit. So the beginning of this live, I need you guys to be very clear. This is not fact. This is whether you choose to believe this dude or not, because that's all we've got. We've got no facts behind it. We've got no receipts. There's no pictures of like of this alibi. So it's really just whether you choose to believe this dude or not. It's the close. Oh, Brittany.
Love you, Brittany.
Love you, Britt. It's whether you choose to believe this guy or not. It's as simple as I can put it. So when I was going to do this live a couple days ago, and then I was like, I'll do it the next day. And then I ended up going on Zavs yesterday. So I was like, I was on there for a couple hours. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm not going to do another one. So then I went to go and screenshot all the comments so we could go through everything and have more context. And like, because Reddit, it's got the whole shebang of, whatnot. Like you have to go through each little comment and then they reply to a comment, kind of like Facebook. And the dude deleted his profile. Right. So I have to, and she's probably not here, but I have to give a shout out to Jamie, Texas chick, because for like a month, I've been asking anybody to find me the original screenshot of this quote unquote roommate, who I now know is not a roommate, this quote unquote roommate on Reddit, who was supposedly the alibi, and nobody was sending me one. And Jamie, Texas chick actually sent me the screenshot. So I know she's probably not here, but I just want to give her a shout out because I thank you for finding it. So then I was able to go in and search and find the account. So I have a few screenshots that I took the day she sent me the screenshot, but there's only a few. And then I have her screenshot that she sent me as well. But what you can do, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, there is an app that actually pulls all deleted content from Reddit. You cannot actually delete your content from Reddit, just an FYI. So these screenshots are from the app that pulls all the deleted Reddit comments.
Ooh, okay.
I know. So that's why I'm like, it's going to be kind of confusing because they don't look the same. But they're not, I mean, you can go look them up yourself. I can show you exactly where to go and how to find it yourself. So I can show you that they're not fake screenshots. They're legit screenshots. They're just not from the Reddit app. They're from an app that's used to pull all the deleted comments.
Okay, for sure.
So the big thing was that, this guy says that he saw Jack D at Jack D's house, go upstairs and go to bed. So he can't be the person who did this because he watched him go upstairs and go to bed. There's another channel that's called Crime Circus. And if you guys aren't familiar, he's actually really cool. I didn't know the guy existed, and he's got a ton of subscribers, but he's so legit. He's super cool. He's just like a chill dude.
His whole vibe is so cool.
Yeah. I'm like, how did I never know about this dude? So anyway, so he's got a really cool channel. So he actually had brought up this, that Jack D lived in this house that was right next door on 1127 King Road. And that, there's ways out of this house for, he's a creepy clown. I think he's got a chill vibe though. I like it. Drip Drop. His name is, Drip Drop is what he goes by. But, so he was talking about how Jack could have exited the house, and there's multiple ways to get out of this house and so on and so forth. And, so the person who's on Reddit comes back and is like, is going back. So we're going to go through all that. But I just want you guys to know that's why things are going to look a little different. And this is not my fact. This is just because now it's all gone. And I'm really glad that I was able to find it this way, which is thanks to Christine, who's, the magic behind Reddit, because she used to mod for Reddit. So, or Reddit, what do you call them? A subreddit. I think it's called a subreddit. You mod for I don't know I don't know what the heck it's called. I'm not a Redditor or whatever you call it. I'm just getting into all these different things. Like I'm on Twitter now. Like I'm like, watch out. I made a TikTok. I know. I'm like, okay, I'm branching
on her
out.
TikTok too.
Yeah. I've got 2 TikToks like officially, which is really cool though. They have like 15,000 and like 20,000 views on them.
Yeah.
And there's only 2. I'm like, all right, I'll take it. I don't know what that really does for me, but it's cool, right?
It's so cool. The kids are going to find it super cool too once they realize everything.
The kids are going to be like, oh my God, Mom, you're so embarrassing. So embarrassing. So I wanted to kind of put the disclaimer out there. These are not fact. This is what you choose to believe, whether you choose to believe this dude or not. and his account is. Let's just double check and see if he reactivated real quick before we get into it.
I'm kind of excited to see this. Hey
No,
guys,
he's still
welcome
gone.
everybody coming in. Thanks for being here.
Okay, so let's. And these are in the best order I could possibly put them in because it's this other app, and I was like screenshotting them like while I was supposed to be watching a movie last night with the family, and the husband's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I have to screenshot these because they're already gone."
Oh, I missed her.
I miss you. Yeah, Reddit is the wild, wild west. It's very confusing to me. Not as confusing as Web Sleuth. That one I still can't do. I can't do Web Sleuth. It's like,
yeah, that's a lot for me. A lot.
Yeah, I don't. Then yeah, all the comments are like repeated and crap. I don't know. I can't do it. Oh, thank you for becoming a member, 1960.
Yes, thank you. Oh, CBK, you're the best. Oh, Shay, thank you. Missed you guys so much. Allegedly. Thank you all. Brittles. Hey, Jax.
Let's pull up the first one.
Colorado Mountain Lake. Thank you for liking the
Happy
live.
holidays.
Oh, Quinny.
Oh, Alibi. Yeah. So I only knew that because of Christine. So I just want to make sure that you guys know that she was definitely the brains behind that operation. I just did the screenshotting.
Christine pulled, T clicked.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Muffin Top.
She put me in the right direction of where to go. Okay, let's
Hey,
see.
Robert. Thanks, Dominic.
Thanks, Dominic. Oh, here, I can drop you that. I'll drop you that link if you want it, or if anybody else wants it, I'll put it in here.
On the case with Jeannie. I agree. I'm ready for this, Jeannie. I want to see what she's got. I'm so behind. Oh, allegedly. You're the best. Marshy.
I'm like, let me get to where is the live? There it is.
We love you being here. Thank you, WV Holler Girl. Thank you. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. It's been a few weeks. I miss you guys. Hi, Lilac.
Okay, that's the link if you have an iPhone. I don't know why they haven't figured that crap out yet, but
I have to get that link. I never dropped that.
okay. So I'm gonna start with the screenshot that Jamie sent me, and then okay. So I'll tell you the other thing I'll tell you before we get going too is I did not screenshot like his responses of like no or yes or like there's a couple where he's like you guys need to get outside more. I did not screenshot those kind of things because the thing is with the and I'll show you when we get there with the app that you have to use to pull the deleted comments. If the other comments are deleted, you have to know that user's name to get the thread, which is why I don't have a ton of context around all of the conversations. But you guys will get it more. You'll understand what I'm saying a little bit more when I show you guys these here. Oh, thank you, Dominic. Okay. It's always weird on the iPhone. I know. That's why I'm saying you'd think that you would get it.
Yeah.
Is your microphone changing colors?
Oh, this one. Yeah, this is the new one. They break on me all the time. Yeah. My daughter got me this for Christmas. This is the new one.
Aww, I love it.
She got me pink lights. I'm like, oh, okay, Jada.
Okay, let me go back over here now. Okay, so this is the one that she found. So this is the user is it wasn't me 2000. So like I said, these are not in any particular order. I tried my best to kind of get them in a little bit of an order, but there's a lot of oh yeah, I can, Delina. Hold on one second. So there's some that are kind of like, what the hell is he even talking about? But we'll get through it because the main ones, the ones that are the important to what we really want to see, you guys are gonna see. You just don't see who's talking to him sometimes and who's talking back to him.
Hey, Punksy. Oh, cool, allegedly. A lot of them are on sale right now, too. It's a good time.
Yeah, I know I need to get one.
I may have to send you one. I have like 4 now.
You just said they're all broken though.
The last 2, I got 4 for Christmas.
Oh, are you serious?
Everybody just bought me a microphone.
Well, that's nice of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it wasn't me 2000 is the user's name. So he says like that he didn't leave the house. There were 4 of us awake in the living room all night until the sun came up, including myself, who got back there from Pullman around 2, and none of us ever saw or heard anybody leave. Jay isn't going to unalive 4 people, especially 4 people he was friends with. So then the person responds like, if he was awake all night, why did he ignore 10 phone calls? And it wasn't me, says, read it again. Didn't say he was awake all night. I said the 4 of us that corroborated his location were awake all night. So okay, so you watched him sleep all night? What time did you go to bed? He says, I have to watch him sleep in order to know he went into a room and then we never saw him come back out. Y'all need to get a life, LOL. We have a camera at the bottom of a 2nd floor window facing out the back, and he wasn't on it leaving, and nobody came by us to exit out the front. Remember, you got to just decide whether you believe this guy or not. I didn't move it over so I can see. They didn't see or hear him leave. Okay. So he says that some psycho on campus has wanted to kill or unalive somebody and targeted their house because they knew it was prone to being left unlocked. Our theory is they saw the opportunity and took it. In through the 2nd floor sliding door into X and E's room, then upstairs to K and M's room, then back down and out the same sliding door. I don't think they knew the layout of the house that well, and that's why they never went downstairs to D and B. People are assuming K was the target, but then you would have to explain why the killer stopped back on the way out to kill E and X and risk leaving more evidence and getting caught. This was a crime of opportunity. The opportunity being the unlocked door, not a personal vendetta against one of the 4. K, M, E, and X were all well liked. They didn't have problems with people. They weren't mean to people. They were just normal. That tells me this person knew who they were, but didn't really know them. That's what I said. So I have like the screenshot, but I don't have the context of why he's replying to this, if that makes sense. So you see what I mean? So I have his comments, but not the conversation that goes along with it.
I'm happy to see all this. I didn't see none of this.
He says, we're classmates. I live on Queen. This is how I figured out that he's not actually a roommate. So he talks about where he's from and how, the kind of the area a little bit. Says, we're classmates. I live on Queen, and I was at the Sigma house that night before some other friends and I dipped to Pullman to my girlfriend's house. Okay, so now here you're going to see, this is one of the ways when you have to pull it. So it says like it's an orphaned comment because the link that he's responding to or the comment that he's responding to is gone. So this is from the app that I had to use to pull the deleted comments. So you'll see the difference. Like those other screenshots were directly from Reddit, and now you have these. So he says, correct. Red lines show the Ring doorbell's field of view. It doesn't capture the crime scene, unfortunately. The police did use it to show that the girl's driver came down King Street towards their house and then left again back out King Street after dropping them off. Let me make sure. Do I have it? Of course I don't. Why would I have it right next, right? That would make sense. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, hold on. Let me get rid of that one. I pull this up. Then I'll have to go back to that one. Yeah, so he goes to Pullman. So he says that he's at Sigma Chi, and then he goes to Pullman to his girlfriend's house. So this is the picture he shares of where the camera caught the driver, coming in to drop off the girls. He says it's this camera. You guys remember we talked about this on another live where you can see the cops are on this patio taking that camera. So it's like up by what would be like your front door, like the light by your front door, and it's a black like camera that's hanging off it. When you see them, they actually remove it, and then now it's back when you look again on like some of the newer stuff. So he's saying this camera is what caught the private party driver coming this way and then dropping off the girls. Bianca. So he's not a roommate. He's a friend, and as we go through him, you'll see he kind of talks more about the timeline of when Jack D, where he was, what time he gets there, and what he knows. He doesn't ever, as far as I know, and if you guys have a screenshot that shows different, I would love to see it. I have not seen where he says a time that Jack D went upstairs to go to bed, but if he doesn't get there till 2, we know that it would be after that, correct? So, but we'll keep going through it. So I just wanted to show you guys this one because this is the camera right here that he's saying is what caught the private party driver dropping the girls off. And if I miss a lot of your comments in chat, I apologize because I'm trying to look at the other screen too. If you guys have questions or anything, I will be happy to answer them when I can get back to chat though. Okay, let me get rid of that one. I just apparently just didn't take his pictures and put them in the right spots.
Hi, Hawkeye. How are you? Crazy Mama. Donald, Chemistry Queen. How are you? Hey, Angel.
Okay, so we'll go back over here to this one. Okay, so he says he lives on Queen Street. You have to remember that. So he lives on Queen Street. He doesn't live on King. He doesn't live with JD. Okay, so we read that one. So that's the one with the doorbell cams. So it says there is no camera that caught a person entering the home. The red lines in this photo show the point of view from from that camera that we just talked about, which would be that house that's like sits right in front of their house, basically.
Right.
So there he says, yeah, don't get me wrong. I understand why people suspect certain people, but it's whatever. I'm not worried about it anymore. People are wrong on the internet every day. I know what I know. I'm not trying to convince anyone anymore. So when I took these screenshots last night, you can see the comment up here on the top. It's like 1 day, 8 hours ago. So I took these at about 10, 11 o'clock my time last night. So that's the kind of the timing if you wanted to go back and see when these comments were actually, put in there. You can see like this one's like closer to the beginning, 1 month, 1 week ago. So once again, if you guys are just coming in, so these comments, this comment that he responds to is deleted. So there's no context to why he's responding to this. We'll just be able to see what subreddit he was on, what the name of the thread that he was on, and then his comment. That's all we can really tell at this point. So it says, yes, he did. We know Xana had defensive wounds. It's why they mentioned getting DNA from under fingernails. He says, everybody that drinks does drugs, and they do enough drugs that the cartel is going to hire a hitman to stab them in their sleep. But please tell me more about the people I've been around that you don't know at all. Kate just bought a Range Rover. X's mom was arrested for simple possession. Her bail is high because she had a failure to appear dating back to April. She was arrested in Spokane, and I was on their sectional when X found out.
He knows some things.
I mean, definitely. That's why I'm like, I lean towards I believe what this guy has to say. Obviously, I need more receipts than he's offered here, but
I'm with it so far.
Right. So here he talks about, I was in Pullman. It wasn't a round trip. It's 10-minute drive from my girlfriend's in Pullman to Moscow. So he leaves Sigma Chi and goes to his girlfriend's house in Pullman with some of his friends.
It's only a 10-minute drive.
Up here, he's saying, I think somebody already explained this to you, but I couldn't really understand the context. But when I pulled up this link that's up here, it's a screenshot from like somebody telling somebody off on YouTube. So I thought that was interesting, but it's not. I couldn't understand it. There was zero context to it. So I was like, eh. So then he says, defending an innocent guy doesn't make me that guy. Like people are accusing him of being Jack. So this is removed by a mod, so it's not an orphaned comment necessarily. So I know who was doing the designated driving that night, and it was a guy. The frat has some people be sober drivers.
Which backs up what others have said.
Right, and the guy's come forward now. You may have missed it because it's just been recently. He's come forward. He's basically like saying that he has a lot of guilt because, he was supposed to drive them home to be safe, and he basically delivered them to their demise, and he has a very hard time with that. Crazy Mama, you weren't a member?
Crazy Mama, welcome then.
Because I think you already a member, but welcome back.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it says, I don't know. I don't think my phone gets my times messed up. So this is about when he leaves. I know what time we got back from Pullman for sure, and I know I left when the sun was coming up. Goes to the Breakfast Club. Breakfast Club opens at 7 a.m., which is where I got food before heading home. And we can pull this up on a map if you guys want to, but I'm almost positive the Breakfast Club is right next to where the food truck would be. It's on it's on Main Street, I believe.
Okay, Breakfast Club.
So he goes over there, grabs breakfast, and then goes home to crash. Says, I know the cops told the families not to say certain things, even things the family found out on their own, but they did not coach them to say that Jack wasn't the murderer. The cops don't have a suspect right now. There's going to be more interviews once all the DNA evidence is processed. But I know it wasn't Jack. So all this, the family is being coached talk is nonsense. So he must have not responded to something. So he comes back and he's like, my bad. I've been traveling and just getting a chance to check back on this. Motive is really hard in my opinion, just because there's a lot of unknowns. I've gone over a bunch of theories in my head, but I don't want to put any incorrect info out. That's the reason I started commenting in the first place, because I saw people accusing people that I knew didn't do it. I don't know who did it, but I know who didn't. So I just wanted to clear that up. I'll for sure post an update of what I think as I learn more. Hey, Punksy. Whose texts are these? So these are a comment. These are comments from Reddit about a gentleman who, you know what? I say gentleman, but I don't know if they actually ever specify their gender. I probably shouldn't do that because this could be a chick, but I think it's a guy. And he was commenting about that he saw Jack D that night, and he went up to his bed and never came back down. So we're just going through his Reddit post because he deleted his account or inactivated it. Yeah, his whole account is inactive. So I think that it just took all of his comments with when he inactivated his account. So I don't know if he actually would have to go through and delete everything like one at a time. I don't think so. So basically, just if you guys, if I say he, know that I don't think that there's actually a gender that this person says that they are, but we'll go with it. Okay, so because the girls didn't gamble or do drugs, Ethan didn't gamble or do drugs either. Nobody hired a hitman to come to a town of 20,000 and kill 4 unrelated people because of gambling, debts, or drugs. These families are well off. They didn't owe anybody any money. Like I said, it's hard because if you guys are just coming in, there's a lot of lack of a lot of lack of context, and that doesn't come out right, but we don't have a lot of the context that goes along with these comments. Says yes, but it is not facing the girl's house. The camera. This is in regards to the camera. The camera that's on their second story of that house on 1127 King doesn't have the camera doesn't face the girl's house. This is in regards to Jack S. He says that's a different guy, not her ex. Coincidentally, I think they have the same name. Still weird he deactivated. I wonder how long. It's weird that he deactivated yesterday.
Yep.
He deactivated yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy, I have heard that. I haven't seen any proof of that yet, but I do know that I have seen the post where they are saying that the white car belongs to David B's mom, the one they call Barry. But I've also seen that the white truck that's the big diesel truck also belongs to Barry. And there's no way this dude drives his truck around during the footage that we see of the grub truck and the surveillance, and then goes home and gets his mom's white Elantra to drive all the way back, because I'm almost positive they're in Boise. So like the timing doesn't make sense to me, and why he would have both cars would be even weirder.
It would be
So
to have
I don't know.
both.
I haven't gone too far down that rabbit hole yet, but when I do, I'll definitely talk about it.
Yeah. Nana, we're with you. Very big coincidence.
We don't know the families are wealthy. Well, that's why I said at the very beginning of this, I said you guys have to take it for what you want. This, I'm just showing you the screenshots. It's up to you what you choose to think of them. By no means am I stating that any of this is fact. The only fact I know is this person commented these on Reddit. That's the fact I can tell you.
Yep.
Hi, Michael, and welcome.
Welcome, Michael.
Okay,
Hey.
so then
Yeah.
her texting him, wanting him. This one I found very interesting. Her texting him, wanting him back, rules out the second scenario. Problem is, we don't know what the second scenario is, but we could infer that there's her texting him, wanting him back. Is that what the texts were that night? Like, that's an interesting comment to me.
And with her saying, come on, we share a dog, if you put it in this what we think is being said here, maybe emotional text. And I don't think it's so far-fetched for that, for them maybe wanting to get back together, or she wanting to get back together that particular night, or even other random particular nights. They're hanging out, they get drunk, they get those feelings back a little bit,
Right.
Young
So I also, one of the things that I'm working on is putting together some of these interviews so that they're all kind of in one spot and easy to access, because there's just so many now. But Kaylee's dad is the one who says that when she was home the week before, when she was home, she was texting him and saying, like, come on, man, like, we've got a dog together, like, you've got to respond to me. I don't know where it came from that text was being sent that night.
Oh,
You know what
I
I
thought
mean?
that was even said that night.
Well, that's what a lot of people say that, but I don't actually know. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that
Right.
is to be true.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see a couple questions real quick before we go on. Somebody said, why can I explain the coincidence? The coincidence is, the in my opinion, that the picture comes out from the corner club with somebody who looks very much like Jack D sitting there. This guy decides to remove his profile, like he's not going to sit there and defend him anymore, because I'm assuming that the Reddit subreddits would have gone crazy over that picture, and like Jack D not being, because I mean YouTube has gone like, well, there goes his alibi that he was at home sleeping. So this is one of the reasons I really wanted to do this, because this guy doesn't say he was home sleeping when he would have been at the corner club if he is in that picture. He says he's at home sleeping after that.
Yep.
So his alibi is still his alibi for the time of the murders. It would be that he was home sleeping according to this person. So somebody else asked, who are we reading comments from? This is supposedly a friend of Jack D who was at his house the night of the murders. He was in the living room playing video games with 3 other guys, and Jack D went upstairs and went to bed. Let's see if I missed anything else.
Thank you, Lori. We see you. Thank you. Welcome, Elizabeth. Welcome.
Crazy mama, you're funny.
Need us some crazy mama. Hey, Tamara.
Yeah, Phantom, I totally agree. I've been there, done that, lived my 20s getting and receiving those, or getting and sending those text messages. So
Yep.
yeah. Criminality. Olivia said it was one of the last texts she sent him in the first or second interview with the news. Okay, that's why I said I'm putting all those interviews together, because it's a nightmare to try to find all of them, and I think it'd be easy just to have it all together and just have them, in one spot. So I'm working on that. It just is taking a little bit of time to get everything together. If you guys have any you want to send me, absolutely send them. But I know the dad said that in the first interview that he did. That's why I'm like trying to figure out where it came from that it was that night instead of. So if she says it, it's weird that the dad says it in regards to the week she was home. So she says it again. So I don't know. That's why it'll be interesting to go through all those once I can get them all put together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I did see the Chronicle of Olivia video, the one where she's looking at the LinkedIn. That's interesting. We can talk about that too. Let me finish going through these though. All right, let me get rid of this real quick. Okay, I'll be right back to chat. Let me go back. Let me finish going through these and then we can talk about some other stuff too.
Hey, Justice Shane. How are you?
He says, there's literally nothing more to the calls. The calls have nothing to do with the murder. I partied with each of the victims, but please tell me more about what I know. That's a little sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
Anything's possible. I don't know what happened. None of us, students or the public, do. We just have guesses. I just don't think whoever did it was hired to do it. None of them, K, M, E, and X, had enemies like that. But again, I don't know who did it. I can only rule some people out based on knowing them.
It's just a bad place to put yourself in something like this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good place to be.
I just know Kaylee and know how she acted when she was trying to call someone and her phone would die. So another person who backs up Olivia saying like she would just, she would call repetitively and she would use somebody else's phone. Here he says, went to a party in Pullman at like 8:30 or 9. So remember, he was at Sigma Chi, then says he goes to a party. So you can kind of put this in your timeline. Goes to a party in Pullman between 8:30 and 9, then drove back to Moscow with food and ran folks on COD and PUBG. COD is Call of Duty. I don't know what PUBG is. And then had some intense PGA 2K22 matches. I don't know what the PUBG is. It's another video game, but I just don't know the acronym. I remember the sun was coming up, and I went to Breakfast Club before I went back home. I checked my Breakfast Club receipt, and it was 7:20. And he already said in the other one that it didn't open until 7. I got home maybe 5 or 10 minutes after that, ate and crashed. I woke up to texts from people telling me what happened. Player Unknown Battlegrounds. Oh, that's what it is. That's why I've never heard that one. So I'm like, I know the other ones. I agree. Also with number 4. We have no context to what number 4 is. That could be why the other 2 weren't killed. Killer might have panicked after fighting with Xana and then just left out of fear that the others heard, or the killer didn't know they were there. Hi, PR. I have to cough. Hold on one second. Okay. Kay calls Jay 6 times between 2:26 a.m. to 2:44 a.m. Then 3 calls go to Jay from M's phone from 2:44 a.m. to 2:52 a.m. And Kay makes one last call at 2:52 a.m. from her phone. They were laying next to each other, so either Kay calls from M's phone or Kay instructs M to call. And if Kay's phone died, she most certainly used M's phone to call Jay until hers turned back on, and she tried one more time from hers. This isn't the same one that we were just looking at where he says, I just know how Kay would be when her phone died. So that's where this is coming from. He said, LOL, I don't care to admit I was interviewed. They brought 100 of us in to ask us questions. Lots of people living on King and Queen were brought in, and a lot of us know Jack. Hi, Allie's Wolfie. Confirmation bias. They make up theories with no evidence, run with it, and ignore statements like this one from the Idaho Tribune. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up this. This was actually interesting to me. I had not seen this or did not remember seeing this. And so he actually posts this screenshot that I'm about to show you. He posted it on a lot of the comments because it shows, here, hold on. Let me pull it up.
allegedly says PUBG is a first-person shooter. Check out Viva La Dirt League. Prodigy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So he was schooling them, I guess, on those video games.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Brandy.
Okay, so he like I said, he puts this on a lot of the threads. So this is from the Idaho Tribune, dated November 16th, 2022, which that's 3 days after. It says Moscow Police Department has told Idaho Tribune reporters that the individual seen in the above street camera footage typo is not ex-boyfriend of the deceased. Moscow PD has interviewed ex-boyfriend and he has been cleared.
Hmm.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, very.
Dated November 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're welcome, Gigi. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Gigi. And I could be completely wrong with these things, but I just think, and again, it's going through, you know, media and reporters. So I'm even now double questioning what I'm about to say, but I cannot help but to feel like that law enforcement just needs that one little piece to connect. Like they already know who this is, and they want to lure him back, or they want to lure him into saying something or doing something or something, like to almost piss him off, like that what he did wasn't maybe serial killer worthy type of situation, you know?
Right.
I can't help it. I just cannot let that go. Like I feel like law enforcement's playing the game back with this person.
I don't disagree with you because I was saying this yesterday, I think on when I was talking to Britt, and it's like they would have so much more in the public. They'd have more rewards. They'd have more. They'd be putting up flyers. They'd be, you know, doing more to figure this out. Like, have we seen any like searches for a weapon? You know what I mean? Like in public searches, you typically people are out there getting pictures. We got tons of news people that are out there. How come we haven't seen that? I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's like they already know, and they don't have all the pieces to be able to do it yet.
Yep.
I totally agree.
Yep. And because this person did act in like a lone wolf type of situation, even if they maybe left little clues behind for these, you know, young adult kids to pick up and things like that, with all this misinformation and then the social media blowing up and this, that, and the third, it's going to take 10 times longer to find this dude or to lure him, whatever their plan is. It's just going to, I just seen in the last 3 days how social media has blown up. And I'm like, wow, this was from 2 weeks ago to today was just in complete insanity. Things that were cleared up, I felt like from the beginning, are back to bubblegum again. It's just
everything's kind of crazy.
Yep.
I do think that DNA will be it's going to tell the whole story, and I think that they're as they're getting all the info back, they're definitely putting together that story. And as what did Aaron Snell said, something like we're putting the picture together or something like that. I think that they're going to know right and left-handed. That's number one. So they're going to be able to easily, hi, Lady V. Hi, likely Nicole. That they'll be able to determine left, right-handed immediately. They're going to be able to determine male, female, in my opinion. So they're able to knock a whole chunks of people out right off the bat. And then they narrow it down, and then they have to, you know, continue to do so based on whatever evidence they've collected. I wish I had as much confidence in this LE department as you guys. I'll be very honest with you. It's not the LE department that I have confidence in. It's the FBI.
Yes. The teams that they have now that they had put together, I have total trust and total faith in them right now, for sure.
I do. I believe that it's very hard to try to do any type of cover up or any type of craziness when you have this many people working a case. It also, having this many people working a case can cause issues when it comes to, you know, communication and how things are flowing. They seem to have that, you know, a good structure for that. I think their communication with the public is crap. I'll be honest with you.
I agree.
And if it was just this police department that was, you know, investigating this, I would not have the same opinion. I'll just say that.
Mhm.
Not that I think that they're bad cops, and I've talked about this before. I think that they're probably very good cops, because 90% of what a cop is doing, or 99% of what a cop is doing, is not this.
No.
So they get very good at their job, but this isn't something that they deal with all the time. So I'm actually not anti their police department at all. They're just not equipped.
Right.
They're
They're
not
not
equipped
equipped.
to deal with any of this.
Yeah. They've never really dealt with anything like this before. And, I think it's another reason why they're kind of getting frustrated, especially with Kaylee's family, for speaking, because I think their whole plan, working this person through the media, every time Kaylee's family, and I understand everyone's frustration, especially the families, but I feel like every time they kind of float in with new information, putting it out there, it kind of jacks up law enforcement, FBI's plan of triggering this person, and it's like they have to start all over type of thing. And that's why, like, law enforcement's just giving nothing. Just like you said, alone with the rewards and things like that. Some things are just not, like some of their usual things, like emissions is coming up. You would think that they would really, really, if they didn't know who this person is, that they would really, really, really be doing every and anything under the sun to find this person. And it's like they kind of stopped all of that. You get the vibe that they know who it is. And that's why it would make sense why they're not putting out any more information and, some of their
they keep
pieces.
really pushing. And I was kind of comparing it to like Quentin Simon's case. So in Quentin Simon's case, they come out and they name their suspect, and they talk about how they're not arresting her because they're looking for a conviction. They want a conviction in court.
Mhm.
But their mistake they did was to name the suspect, because then that caused chaos. This whole investigation, they keep saying that same thing over and over again, that they want a conviction. And Brittany just did a live a little bit ago talking about Ethan's older half brother, who's also on Reddit, and how he talks about, we're not looking for an arrest, we're looking for a conviction. And it just brings me back to that, because they already know they're going to get the arrest.
Yep. Oh, wow.
They already know who it is.
Oh, I didn't even hear all of that yet. That makes me no doubt believe in my heart that they know who this person is. No doubt.
So if the family's now even saying we're not looking for an arrest, that means the cops are basically saying, like, we've got this, like, we know where we're going, we just need all these pieces, because if we do this person lawyers up, especially if these kids have these families have lots of money,
For sure.
they get a good attorney, they're going to knock some of this stuff down. They have to be able to get the conviction, and they keep focusing on that point.
Yeah. And it's such a high profile. I mean, it is what it is now. This is a very, very, very high profile case, and they have to get it right. They don't have a choice. They have to get this right. There is no room for mistakes, errors, and I'm sure there's been a ton of it already. We've kind of all been on this little journey together. We've seen a lot of it. They cannot mess this up. They can't.
Oh, could you imagine? Oh gosh.
Yep.
It's the end of the university, in my opinion. It's the end of all of their careers.
For sure. For sure. Hey, Twisted Gemini. How are you? Mel Mac, Kimberly.
Let me go back over here.
Joe Lookin. How are you?
Okay, so we did this one already, right? Yeah. Here he talks about, if an artery is hit, you would pass out and die within minutes. Like, okay. Hi, Parker.
Positively Parker's in the house.
Brandy said, let me go back over here. Brandy says, you're right, T. I have thought that for a while. I feel like Ellie has known who the suspect is, and they are getting their ducks in a row for a conviction. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yep.
And if they don't, then I'm thinking that then we're going total opposite. If they really don't have any of that, then it's going to be, we're looking more SK, is my opinion.
For sure.
But I'm not there yet. I lean towards it sometimes, but then I am not there yet. CriminaliTy, what do you guys think of the video the mystery person released? The family member. I think it's all possible, but it's tough. It's kind of like what we're going through right now. It's all possible, but we don't have anything to back it up. So this video, this is from Sweetie Pilo, had a conversation with a gentleman that, I don't know did she have a conversation with that gentleman, or did she just play a video he had? I actually don't know that, so I shouldn't say that. but she plays audio from a gentleman who's talking and says that he's close to law enforcement in this case, and kind of goes through what they think that the scenario is. Hi, Robin, and welcome.
Robin.
Yeah, professional cleaners are coming tomorrow. I know. I know.
They're going to release that. Pete, did they release the house this week at all? Did I not catch any
No,
of that?
the cleaners are coming in tomorrow. They said that they're still going to have full control over it, but it'll end up being released probably very soon, because once it's cleaned, I mean, they're pretty much done.
Right? This is like done, right, at this
They're
point.
releasing the cars. The police won't tell anybody anything now, with YouTubers speculating and practically throwing people under the bus, saying they're guilty when they're not. Well, yeah, we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot with that one. We want more information, but then we go all ham on everybody that we get information on. So yeah, no, I totally agree.
She said we go all ham.
We do. I mean, I
We
try not to, but I'm just saying, because you have like 10 people in this circle that you know their names, and you're so desperate for an answer that you go ham on those 10 people. And it's like there's 20,000 people who live there, not to mention how many people live in Idaho or Washington that's right there. There's plenty of cases we've covered where people drove 5 hours to unalive somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many possibilities that we hone in on, like, nope, this is it. But like, so let's just for a second to sidetrack myself here. When talking about like Jack S., if they had released the footage of them walking down from Corner Club to the grub truck, and everybody had seen that Jack S. was welcomed with them and they were like talking in a circle, do you think anybody would have cared that Jack S. was there at the food truck?
Yes and no.
You see what I'm saying though? But like, as soon as like, if they wanted to protect Jack S. or a person like him, there are things that they had in their pocket that made it so like people were like, oh man, he was walking with them. He was supposed to be there. Yeah. And I don't think does that harm the investigation?
Right.
I've never heard go all ham. I think it's probably, I don't even know where the heck that came from.
No, it's so funny you said it just like that, because I have a shirt that says it just like that. That's what made me laugh. I'm like, she definitely did just say that.
Yeah, go all ham on him. Okay, let's go through these. Let's finish going through these, because I know everybody has so many things they want to talk about. But I just want to make sure you guys see everything I have, so that
these are good, T. These are very good.
I don't even know where I'm at. Like, what am I pushing? I'm pushing buttons and I don't know where I'm going. Okay. This one says that he didn't leave the house. There were 4 of us awake in the living room all night until the sun came up, including myself, who got back there from Pullman around 2. And none of us ever saw or heard anybody leave. Jay isn't going to kill 4 people, especially 4 people he was friends with. That might be a duplicate to what I actually had from my own screenshot. or from actual Reddit. I'm going to mute really quick again. I'm sorry, I got a cough.
A little coffee cough.
Hey, Allie. See Allie here. Kimberly Murphy, how are you?
I'll saying your last one cracked me up. Just go turkey.
Go turkey.
Just go turkey.
Okay, well, so I fit into that age range there, allegedly. Okay. So he's been questioned and has no signs of being in a physical altercation. This goes along with the thread that he's talking to them about, like how Xana had defensive wounds and so on and so forth. I have to watch him sleep in order to know he went into a room and then we never saw him come back out. Y'all need to get a life. Okay, this is also a repeat of that one, because remember I pulled these from the deleted files. So some of them I actually had. But this is still interesting because so he leaves Pullman around 1:30, goes and gets food, and then heads over there. So he gets there around 2. He says that to know he went into a room and we never saw him come back out. So he never says what time he went into a room.
Sure doesn't.
And if anybody has a screenshot that shows different, I'd be happy to see it. He says, yeah, you're right. It wasn't in the press conference. The paper here simply said that the Moscow PD has interviewed the ex-boyfriend and he has been cleared. Also hoping we find out more tomorrow. So that goes to, this is another one. He drops that link again. Says I can try to find one, but I read it. I read it in the hard copy from the Moscow Pullman Daily this morning. My Moscow Pullman Daily had the same info this morning. By the way, you can get free copies outside of Gambino's again. The stand that was broken is back up. So their local paper is actually putting out some information on Jack D being cleared. So they apparently put it out long before, mainstream media. Hi, Mez. Says, who said he was awake all night? I said 3 other guys and myself corroborated his location because the 4 of us were awake all night. I said, no idea what that guy did that night, to be honest. I think he's talking about Jack S. there. See, that's why I said there's a couple of them that he's just like, nah, it couldn't be. It wasn't him. This is kind of when he starts off just going through and defending Jack. The ride home was a male. We know that now too. Let's see. Nothing made public as how many perps there were. There's a ton of evidence apparently, so that bit would take time, I assume. The problem is people would party at the house on the regular, so tons of kids' fingerprints, hair fibers, etc. will be present. If he was ever at the house while Kaylee was awake, she wouldn't have sent the text about him not talking to her. So basically saying if Jack had been there, why would Kaylee be texting him?
Right.
But I think a lot of people have gone through and said, that he could have texted from his own phone. I think that's kind of the... let's see. I tried sending them to T-Rev. Let me see. Andy.
Thanks, guys, for being so cool in chat, respecting each other.
Yeah, you guys are super chill. I love
Thank you.
it. I have legit voice messages from David Baracoa. I can only forward them as they are from Facebook messages. You're welcome to forward them to me. My name is Teresa Steffens on Facebook. You can send them to me if you want to. I don't think there's too many of us on Facebook with that name, so I should be pretty easy to find.
Okay.
Why is he acting like he didn't know JS when he lived across the street? So this is also interesting to me. So I did some research on, because JS was supposedly somebody who lived in the 1126 King Street, according to social media. But when I look up everything from 1126, it's actually an Alpha Phi house. And I know I don't ever say the Greek stuff right, so please don't hold that against me if that's not how you say it. It's the sorority that Kaylee was from, that lived in that house. And there's tons of pictures over social media that has like the fencing in the background, and there's like a brown like 2 brown benches that sit in the back. That's from that, and has like the rock yard. It's all from 1126. So I can't find where Jack S actually lived there.
Let me try and look right now.
Where am I from? There's a couple of me? Seriously? I'm in Cali.
There is 2. They are
Is it
right
really?
there. Yeah, there is 2.
Hey,
One's more recent, guys. You'll see that one.
Somebody's got my name. Say my name, say my name.
Where's the magazine? Hold on. I'm going to look that up real fast.
You want to go over the Sun the
If you
Star?
want, I could pull it up if you want. From January 2nd.
Is it out already? I mean, is it like where you can actually see it? Somebody sent me pictures of it.
Let's see.
Let me go to my... Did you send a friend request? Let me see. Or did you just send me a messenger? Hold on. Let me go to Messenger.
T, if you get one, it might be from me too. It's the link to the Star, but I didn't actually go through it yet.
I'll pull that up. Yeah, I don't see one from you. I don't see a message, Andy. I have a shadow picture.
Andy, if you want, you can @me when you send it to her, and I can get it to her if you need us to.
Yeah, look up Andy on there and see if maybe you can find it that way. And I'll keep going through these. Pay attention to see if he says anything else in chat, though, because I can't see over there.
I got it over here. I'll be chat.
Okay, if he was ever at the house. Okay, we already did that one. What do you think that What do you think? This guy's Harry Houdini? There are 2 exits he would have had to use to leave. One we were by until 7:20 that morning, and another that has a camera watching it. That's all the information I need. We went to Pullman until like 1:30 or something. I drove us back, got food, and got to my friends around 2. Then we were on Call of Duty until the sun came up, which is how I got the 7:20 time when I went and crashed and woke up. People were telling me what happened. Facts. LOL. People are going to say what they want to say. It's whatever. We'll know the truth eventually. It says, I live here. This isn't a small town. This isn't small town out in the boonies, and everyone certainly doesn't know everyone. There's 20K people here. Says, no, haven't talked to them again. The driver dropped them off and left immediately. They had nothing to do with it, and they didn't see anything weird. But I have been hearing about E having problems with some Sigma guys. Apparently, M had problems with a couple of them, too. E, M, and X were targets. Which is before he said that he didn't know anything about targets. Remember?
And specifically just says those 3. That's odd.
Right. He says, it's not a theory. The cops didn't tell the family to say nice things about Jack. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Jack didn't do it. Simple as that. I know it. The families know it. The cops know it. He says, eliminating the person of interest is the first step. They interviewed like 100 of us the first day, including Jack. Checked all of our arms for signs of physical altercation because Xana fought back. Jack isn't going to murder multiple people, but you reality TV wannabes are stupidly spouting shit out when you know nothing about it. It's hard to theorize without knowing the target, but if the target is who I suspect, then I think it was another student, probably jealous he couldn't have her. These people didn't have a problem with anyone. E was the nicest guy, never had beef with anyone. See, it's changed because he said that he is hearing that, but he's also gaining information. This isn't all the same day, so you have to kind of give a little slack there with, as he learns things. This is, he's changing, but it's very interesting to see what he changes. Then I think it was another student, probably jealous because he couldn't have her. These people didn't have problems with anyone. E was the nicest guy, never had beef with anyone. Same with the girls. They were nice to everybody. Blows my mind that this happened. I really have only been able to rule people out because I don't know enough to point a finger. All we can do is hope the DNA gives a clue and narrows it down. But the drug cartel, drug-related theory holds zero water. If they were doing the amount of drugs worthy of a hitman, we would have known they had a problem. It says Kaylee called Jack from Maddie's phone. They were both killed in bed and were asleep at the time. They made the calls. He didn't answer. They went to bed. You don't get stabbed a dozen times and call your ex-boyfriend 10 times, but nobody else. He's talking about the only camera that he knows of. The only ring camera close to the house northwest is the only ring camera close is the house to the northwest, but it can't see their house. So it wouldn't see anybody entering the home. There's no video of anybody entering the home. He says, we're classmates. I live on Queen, and I was at the Sigma house that night before some other friends and I dipped to Pullman to my girlfriend's house. It says Xana fought back against the attacker, but no signs of physical altercation on Jack. Moscow PD reported to ID Tribune they cleared the ex-boyfriend. We saw that screenshot. That's why I said he puts that screenshot on a lot of them. Yeah. I know, I'm hungry too. My stomach's growling. You guys are talking about food over there in chat.
I know. Suckers.
Lady, baby.
It doesn't bother me to see some loser posting on Reddit. Happens all the time. You could simply not read anything involving Enton but yet you bring about agony unto yourself and spend your time commenting sarcastically on Reddit forums. You had nothing of value whining about imaginary guerrilla marketing as if a reporter that gained national notoriety due to his reporting needs people upvoting Reddit posts for him. It's very sad. I feel bad for you. And I hope you go outside a bit more often in the future and get some fresh air. He does tell people to go outside a lot.
Okay. He said a lot.
Yeah, he does. I stopped screenshotting him because he's like, you need to go outside, go take a walk, go get some fresh air. Okay, so this is the house once again that he was talking about. So there's their house. This is the house with the camera that he's saying picked up the private party coming and dropping off Xana, or not Xana. Why did I say that? The private party dropping off Kaylee and Maddie and driving away. He's saying it's this camera with the red. I guess anything is possible, but seems unlikely. I'm curious to see what the over 100 pieces of evidence produces. Until then, it's all speculation. He said 3 other guys and myself did corroborate his location when we were interviewed. Oh, 3 other guys. So he does say 3 other guys. Yeah, so it is a dude. Okay, no wonder I inferred that. So I'm 99% sure they did, but that could have been rumor. Lots of rumors causing confusion right now. I believe it was something along the lines of, we share a dog, why won't you talk to me? Or we share a dog, please come over. The verbiage of the text is debatable, but again, I'm fairly certain they confirmed a text or 2 were sent from Kaylee to Jack along those calls. So he's over here saying that we share a dog together text is from that night as well.
I think so.
Just because it seemed personal, like knife attacks usually are, my guess, keyword guess, is the person knew the girls, but like I said, really have no idea who did it. There isn't a huge homeless population in town, so that's less likely. Latah County probably keeps statistics on that, but just from what I see around Moscow and Pullman, there isn't a ton. It says, I was at the Sigma house, then went to Pullman. They both said they don't think it was her ex, 1,000 and 2,000%, that it wasn't him. And if you knew him, you would also highly doubt it was him. Let's see, that's why I'm like, some of these, Jay didn't do it, you make 0 sense. You're talking about the 4chan post. I saw the post and there was a lot of stuff true in that post. Like, I don't know who posted it, but it's legit someone from school. There's no way a rando would know some of that. Like being able to see the King Road house from David's bedroom at Sigma. I found this one really interesting too.
Yeah.
So he's saying that the person who put that stuff on 4chan has to be somebody who knows, who actually knows something. Whether they're telling the truth or not is, up for interpretation. But so you can see the King Road house from David's bedroom. I want some pizza.
Keep saying
This
pizza
was her
edible right
just
now.
trying to, what'd you say?
We could see the pizza, all the pizza talk from our right eyes.
Gosh, I know I'm like starving. Wait, are you sending a request to him? Is that what's happening?
I was just trying to find Andy. You pop up, Andy, but I don't see. All I see 3 with a picture, and none say from Maine or Minnesota. If you, I'll wait to see if he gets back to me.
Yeah, Ava, I'm gonna try to pinpoint it. Maybe she sends the text more than once, and that's why it comes up twice. Okay, let's see. This was her just trying to talk to her ex, whom she dated for 5 years and was on good terms with. The fact that she didn't call anybody else, family, police, other friends, means it can be chalked up to her just trying to talk to him. Facts, LOL. People are going to say what they want to say. It's whatever. We'll know the truth eventually. This is the last comment that he makes before he deletes.
Wait, which one is it?
So you see 5 hours and 9 minutes ago. So when I was screenshotting these last night, between 10 and 11, his last post was 5 hours before that.
Oh.
And then his account's gone. Yep, I didn't go back to the Sigma house after coming back from Pullman. That's just basically where we started the night. People's phones die all the time, even when sitting next to chargers. This is somebody arguing with him about Kaylee using Maddie's phone. We talked about that one. Yeah, but it wasn't Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. I don't have a great idea who did it, even being close to it. There's just a lot that isn't public. There are rumors going around town, but nobody knows for sure. A lot of us assume it's another student, though, but not 100% sure on that. The police have told our local news outlets that the ex was cleared. Once again, I said he drops that link a ton of times. The cops didn't coach the mom and the daughter to say what they said. That's moronic. Literally never said he was in the living room with us because he says he was in his room. Sigma House doesn't have cameras, but that's not where we were. Didn't say he was awake all night. I already read that one. Okay, I think that might be it. I think we got through them. Guys.
Are you there? Andy, I think I just messaged you. I hope it's you.
He just randomly messaging people.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check out chat. So when the pic comes out, he deletes. Well, I think the pic had come out the day before, right? Or it was actually like really late at night on the night 2 nights ago. So it would have been. So it's basically I was thinking like maybe the Reddit people started to kind of go like all ham on Jack D again, and he was just like, yeah, you guys don't listen, so I'm out, because he had just created that account on November 20th, 21st. He had just created the account for the purposes of coming on Reddit to talk about this. Newcastle, no, that's not me. I'm in Southern California. Why did he delete it? I don't know. So he inactivated or deleted his profile, which in turn took down all of his comments. The killer entered second sliding doors and exit the balcony, leaving a boot print. I've heard this theory. And I think Jeannie sent me a picture where you can see some marks that look like a footprint. Okay. In the video where they're impersonating each other, where they're impersonating each other, Maddie had to take Jack's call right at 8 o'clock. I wonder if that is because she looked forward to his calls or she had to answer. Okay, I think you're talking about Jake's calls, her boyfriend, Mary. Did it have to be at 8 o'clock? Did that say that in there? I don't remember a time. I just remember it was like, oh, Jake's calling. I gotta go answer. But it kind of seemed like more giddy to me, like I can't miss a call from Jake because I'm so excited to talk to him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, Andy, I sent you two. So whenever you get it, babe, just let me know and I'll pass it over to T if it's easier.
Crazy Mom. I don't know how I don't know how that would make anybody sound like a badass. It sounds kind of cheesy, like you're gonna go all ham on him.
I'm telling you, when you tell certain stories, especially like when you're into it and you were kind of into that one, you probably didn't even realize it. Go all ham.
You're gonna go all ham.
Go all ham.
Yeah, so excited to talk to Jake. That's kind of how I took it too. Pointer lover.
I got you, Andy. I got you, Andy. I know who you are now.
I hope that you don't mean that literally. Dominic, that's not fair. You can't be putting that kind of stuff in here. You messaged the wrong account. I have two. Okay.
All right. I think I just messaged you. I hope
One
it's
I'm
you
in a
and your.
relationship with Kayla. That's the one you want.
It looks like you and your fiance, I hope, in your profile pic.
But he said it was a shadow pic.
But then he had two accounts, he said. And I didn't see no shadow one at all.
I sent Conspiracy an email too. I've not heard back from her. I'm kind of worried.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about her. It's been a long time. I know that she had, she wasn't feeling well. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, I hope whoever just said that is saying that in jest, because I am actually worried about her.
Wait, did I miss something? Yeah, because she was doing really good with her videos about what, 3 weeks
She was
ago.
on
Right
top
before?
of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then she got sick, and then she's gone.
Conspiracy.
I have no idea.
Just know you're in our hearts and our prayers, and we'll be checking on you soon.
I did. I've messaged, I've emailed, and nothing. I've typed on her community wall, anything. I don't know who it is, so I can't reach out. If you guys know who it is, like somebody find out. I had a phone call and was late. Who was the guy that wrote and deleted? Okay, so we don't know his name. It's supposedly one of Jack D's friends who lives on Queen Street, who was over at the house the night, or I should say the early morning hours of November 13th, and is the person who is quote unquote Jack's alibi, who says that Jack went into his room, went to bed, and never came back out. Yeah, I don't know where to find out if she's okay. Still no message received. I apologize. It's okay. We'll figure it out. Michelle.
I'm right here.
I'm like, if you want, you can put your link to your Facebook in here because it'll actually link it, or I can put my link to the Facebook in the thing, in the chat. Because as a mod, it'll have a link.
I can do that. Hold on 1 second. Just make it easy. My brain.
All right, my profile pic that is my shadow. The cover photo is my buddy that passed away.
I'm just going to send you mine just to make it a little easier.
Who was trying to give him an alibi because he was playing COD all night? Yeah, so basically he was playing Call of Duty in the living room with 3 other guys, and he sees JD go to his room and never come back down. So his whole thing was, if he left the house, there was only 2 ways for him to leave. It was either out the front door in front of all these guys, or it was out this window that led to the roof that had a camera. So if it had a camera, then it would have caught him leaving. So then somebody brings up like there's another, window that's, on the other side. And he's like, okay, so you want to say there's 3, then there's a 12-foot drop out of a window, or there's the window with the camera, or he had to walk out the front door in front of all of us. And if he goes out the 12 where he has to jump 12 feet, fine, maybe he's good to do that. But how in the world does he get back in the house? Because he would have to get back in the house. He's either going to have to come in the front door, or he's going to have to go the roof way, which has a camera. Separate beds in the same room. There's not a room that has 2 beds. So that doesn't make any sense. Maddie's room has 1 bed, and Kaylee's room has 1 bed. Had to make a room on my lap for my pizza. It's not fair.
No.
Yeah, some parkour. CDT's going live now? Okay. Yeah. See if there's anything else you guys want to talk about before. I mean, we've been on here just a little over an hour, but there's other stuff you guys want to go over. Crime Circus covers a bit about that house. Yes. So that's where when that video came out, this guy on Reddit says, like, that's when he's like, okay, so you want to say that there's another way to go out, like you're going to go out, there's a 12-foot drop, and how are you going to get back in? Yeah, the old dorm room had 2 rooms that they weren't there. Did anyone see JD juggle and balance things? I bet shoot, man, my chat is like so skippy. I just totally lost that comment. Here it is. I bet IH felt like a fraud when he saw that. He needs to balance some fire sticks. Oh, the Star Magazine we were going to go over. Yes, let's do that. Perfect. Thank you for reminding me, Nita. 12-foot isn't a problem. Criminal basketball hoop is only 10. Most guys. Yeah, but how do you get back up it? You parkour up it?
Parkour.
I guess. Oh, goody girl. Welcome.
Hi, goody girl.
The 911 call has been released.
Oh.
Has it? Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah.
If somebody has it, send it to me. I will pop over here and look real quick. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm going to... see if anybody has it. See if that's the case. Let's go to, I think it would be up in Facebook groups if it came out, right? Or on Twitter.
I'm in Facebook now. See anything yet.
It was Harsh Reality that sent out the message. Yeah, they're cleaning the house tomorrow. It says 911 call may be released. Okay, so that's if that's what he's talking about, that's from yesterday when the police chief actually said that it's up to the prosecutor when they want to release it. Yep. So he doesn't say, he said they could release it now. They could release it at trial. So I don't know. He doesn't really say like, oh, I'm kind of toying with the fact, like I'm going to release it.
Yeah, I don't even understand that was even a headline today. Like, what was even the point of that? Like, did I miss something over the last couple of weeks with this we know the 911 call's big, but why did he just mention that today and
supposedly yesterday he's in an interview, he's just saying, I know, I got excited too. I was like, did they actually release it? Because that would be a surprise. He just says like, it'll be released whenever the prosecutor says they can release it. And that might be a trial, that might be now.
They're not going to release that.
Yeah, me too. I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear who's on that call, and I want to hear what they say.
I just don't see them ever releasing it. I just don't. I want to hear it. But...
We'll start off with that. They sent you something. Don't see it on Twitter, and Brian would be the first to post about it. Yeah, he would be on top of that. Is he still there, or did he go home? He said we go to trial. We go to trial. Hold on, I'm looking at my crystal ball. Oh.
Hey, Northern Light.
Yeah, he was asked about it, but they don't. He never says anything.
Okay. Andy says he sent messages. Let's see.
Yep. Okay, so the Davids. Have you guys all seen the 4chan post about the Davids? That there was like an issue with the Davids and Ethan, and that's who the altercation was between.
I didn't see anything about David's this week.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find that then, so that there's some context. I think he said he's sending you voice clips. I would like to hear them say they have a suspect in mind. I agree. Even if they don't name the suspect, just to say that they actually. I think he said he's sending you voice clips.
T, I'm going to forward them to you. Okay.
Okay. You can just play them if you want to.
You want me to play them? Okay.
Yeah, just play them. You could. We can hear them just fine on your phone if you want to just play them straight from your phone.
Get us over here. Okay. You want to go now?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay. So these are from David Barachoa.
This person wasn't from our fraternity. I don't know why people keep speculating that. There is like 70 people, not even, in our house. I know every single person in the house by first and last name. I know almost everyone's parents. This is not just like a fraternity in the South where there's like 200 members and some people kind of know each other. Every single one of our members knows each other very, very well. This is not a typical fraternity. I don't know what else to say. Everything that was posted on that 4chan sub that was like accurate information, being like where I went to high school, what my mom does for a living, all of that is found on Google. Everything else is wrong. They said that David and I talked about this from high school. I didn't even meet Xana or Ethan until freshman year of college. So there's just so much information that's just not right. And if like these people were connected to Moscow or the situation at all, they would know that, but they're not. They're just dumb, and they just wanted to make this up. But yeah, no, this is a really rough time for all of us right now, and I just wish people would stop.
That's interesting.
Yeah, another thing is those nicknames.
Let me go again.
Completely made up. Literally, we never use those nicknames. I mean, do you really think I'm going around calling myself schizo cunt? Like, that's just not. Obviously, that's not true. The other thing is, whoever this was referred to one of the female victims at one point as just the word tits. Like, I get that we're in Greek life and it has a bad fucking stereotype around it, but like, I'm a human being. I'm not a piece of garbage. Obviously, we didn't fucking walk around. I didn't even know Maddie or Kaylee. Neither one of those two. People keep saying, oh, why didn't he follow them? I didn't follow them because I didn't know them. Believe it or not, at a school of like 12,000 people, I don't know every single person. I don't know anything about this neighbor character. I've been avoiding the news. I mean, you can imagine why. Seeing my face on the news is kind of surreal, especially like when these people have no idea who I am. But no, there was no fight. I was sober the whole night. I would have seen or heard at the very least if something happened. I was driving people to and from the bar. I was driving friends home from the party at our house because it was cold and it was slick that night. But no, there was no fight at all. David was with his girlfriend the whole time. I was with a myriad of different people, so.
Thank you, Andy.
Okay,
Well,
guys.
that's interesting. Okay, so some people are saying they know exactly what post it is, and others aren't. So I'm trying to find the post, so that I can show it to you guys. Um, that is David Barachoa, and they call him Barry in the post because there's two Davids. There's David Loach, and then there's David Barachoa. Thank you very much for sending those. That
Yes.
this guy is on everybody's radar right now because he's the one that they've like been digging into his family, and his mom owns a white Elantra. So he's definitely he's top suspect social media right now, or at least one of them besides the Jacks.
Goody girl feels like it sounds rehearsed.
Huh. Do you think so? I didn't think so.
It's crazy. See very mixed comments in the chat.
And he said he talked to him for like an hour.
Yeah. Wow.
We could play him. You want to play him again?
I
So we
sure
can,
will.
because sometimes you get more when you play it again.
Yep.
And I'm gonna look for this post. If anybody actually has it screenshotted already somewhere, you guys want to just send it to my messenger, that'd be great, so that I can just pull it up.
Okay. I'm good.
So the thing is, this person wasn't from our fraternity. I don't know why people keep speculating that. There is like 70 people, not even, in our house. I know every single person in the house by first and last name. I know almost everyone's parents. This is not just like a fraternity in the South where there's like 200 members and some people kind of know each other. Every single one of our members knows each other very, very well. This is not a typical fraternity. I don't know what else to say. Everything that was posted on that 4chan sub that was like accurate information, being like where I went to high school, what my mom does for a living, all of that is found on Google. Everything else is wrong. They said that David and I talked about this from high school. I didn't even meet Xana or Ethan until freshman year of college. So there's just so much information that's just not right. And if like these people were connected to Moscow or the situation at all, they would know that, but they're not. They're just dumb, and they just wanted to make this up. But yeah, no, this is a really rough time for all of us right now, and I just wish people would stop. Yeah, another thing is those nicknames, completely made up. Literally, we never use those nicknames. I mean, do you really think I'm going around calling myself schizo cunt? Like, that's just not. Obviously, that's not true. The other thing is, whoever this was referred to one of the female victims at one point as just the word tits. Like, I get that we're in Greek life and it has a bad fucking stereotype around it, but like, I'm a human being. I'm not a piece of garbage. Obviously, we didn't fucking walk around. I didn't even know Maddie or Kaylee. Neither one of those two. People keep saying, oh, why didn't he follow them? I didn't follow them because I didn't know them. Believe it or not, at a school of like 12,000 people, I don't know every single person. I don't know anything about this neighbor character. I've been avoiding the news. I mean, you can imagine why. Seeing my face on the news is kind of surreal, especially like when these people have no idea who I am. But no, there was no fight. I was sober the whole night. I would have seen or heard at the very least if something happened. I was driving people to and from the bar. I was driving friends home from the party at our house because it was cold and it was slick that night. But no, there was no fight at all. David was with his girlfriend the whole time. I was with a myriad of different people, so...
Feelings.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I was grabbing. So I found it in a couple of Facebook groups. Hi, Jen Lou. I found it in a couple of Facebook groups, so I'm going to share it straight from there. So don't message me, people.
Yeah.
My Facebook's going up.
Love you, C-Dub.
Okay, so I don't know if these are in order, but we're gonna look through them and we'll see. So if you guys don't know what 4chan is, it's a website. It has 0 moderators. It's literally, you can use it for whatever the heck you want. You say whatever you want on there. It's got a lot. Hi, Shmita. It's got a lot of history with like school shooters and the Peyton Gendron, who did like the Buffalo shooting, the Tops grocery store. A lot of conspiracy, a lot of things like that. It's also just used as a platform because people can talk on there absolutely 100% anonymous, and there's nobody to regulate what the heck they say. So it is kind of take it for what you want. So this actually had come out a couple weeks ago, and it's somebody who supposedly goes to school there and had stated this stuff about these 2 guys named David, which I'm going to read to you. And if you remember what we were just going through, the gentleman from Reddit says whoever wrote that has to know something, like has to be from around there, because they knew things that only people who knew these players would know, like the fact that David's room, you could see the house from David's room at the fraternity. So once again, I'm going to same disclaimer as always. This is not fact. The only fact I have is this was what was posted on 4chan. So take it for what you want and do with it what you want. So one of the guys that was mentioned in this post is the one that we just listened to a couple voice messages from. So he's like top suspect on social media. He's in the top couple. Hi, C-Dub. He's in the top couple suspects on social media right now because people have figured out that his mom owns a white Elantra, and because of this 4chan post. And so people are really looking into him and this other David guy. Just once again, putting it out there. I have no idea how much of it's legit. Okay, let me go back over here now so I can actually read it. Your Catholic homeboy David Barachoa playing white super lame is the alibi for his boyfriend David Loach. Loach killed all of them while Barachoa stood by in the area. Lacrosse and wrestling for Loach with his K-bar. That knife is in Garden City. Planned and talked about it in high school at Bishop Kelly. Absolute cunts. 20 years. Check Barachoa's Twitter. Cunt is what he is. Not funny, pathetic. So that's from December 11th. Oh, shoot. You guys can't see that, can you? Can you guys see that? Oh, shit. That's like super tiny. I should have saved it. Okay, so this is on a Facebook group. I can save them so I can actually zoom in. You guys can't see this one. I have it on good authority. Cousin is cop in nearby town, but called in to help in Moscow once school started back up. Apparently, the investigation is looking directly at the Sigma Chi frat party Ethan and Xana attended from 8 to 9 that night. He did not have any update on their timeline after they left 9 to 1:45, but did say it looks like the investigation is honing in on 2 suspects from the party that night, and an update should publicly name them by the end of the week. Sigma has made their socials private and removed all info from Facebook going back a couple years. They believe Ethan and Xana were the main targets stemming from an argument that night. Downstairs survivors could hear 2 males rummaging through the room above them, figured it was an after party, locked the doors, and went to bed. When they discovered them in the morning, about 30 minutes before the 911 call, they called their friends at Sigma to come over, who in turn called the police. It's right across the street, and for whatever reason, they believed it was people from Sigma upstairs around 2:15 that night. The back door was left open, one dead in bed, the other blocking their room's door with their body. Police just updated their Facebook to reiterate they are not looking into the activities of that night, only the murders, which to me suggests something went on. Fights, drugs, etc., and spilled into anger later that night and got them killed. Also, didn't want to release profile they created as it would cause undue fear in the community, i.e. Greek life. More coming soon. Okay, so this one is Schizo Frat Cunts Davids did this. Loach mad skills with lacrosse and knife and wrestling. E posed no challenge. They already gave their alibis. DNA not in CODIS. They're laughing now. It says, bruh, you can see the King Road house from David's SX room. Once that 3rd floor light turned off, they did it. 19 minutes total, walk included. Talked about this shit at Bishop Kelly and SX. Loach and E got in a fight that night. X allegedly talked shit. L had probs with Mads also. This shit been brewing since fall rush last year. Cunts went quiet on social media for 2 weeks before and after the deed. Barry. Okay, so that's Barry. So Barry's mom is a paralegal, so she knows not to say shit. Or so he knows not to say shit. Loach cleared his social media. This guy's a real peach. Had to take a shit. SX22 saw EXL and Loach and Barry, because they call Barachoa Barry, at the party. Loach and E have issues back to E rushing. E talks shit about Loach taking roids and having his balls shrivel. Loach pissed as he wanted X. The dumbass youngins like E, tutors are assigned. Barry blew it with E. E, a second year fresher. Barry also self-conscious about his spick blood. God, I shouldn't even have said that. That's terrible. And talks empty shit. Barry and Loach talked about this shit in general for a while. Talked about leaving their cell phones behind and on YouTube autoplay. No pings, no guns, too loud. Area dead early Sunday mornings. Barry even calls out shit media. Media says titties was target. That shit is false. Titties bad luck. Ugh. Targets were E and Mads. EX and Mads. Mads talks shit about Loach, never acknowledged Barry. Mads right about that one. He is a cunt. Loach should have also taken out Barry. This guy's a peach. WKF Dirty South. Loach and E hated each other. Barry got a bid because our house GPA sucked. So he's saying he's from Sigma Chi. Our house GPA sucked. And NC was on our asses. Barry's schizo. Dirty South and E could not be more opposite. Mads did talk shit. Dirty also pissed she with Rogaine Jake. With Rogaine Jake. Talking about Maddie's boyfriend. Who's he calling Dirty South? Dirty South is Loach? Okay, Dirty South Loach. Had to charge, no plug. Mads also target. Titties not target at all. Bad luck, well-known fact. I can't stand this guy. High probability, some brothers are aware Rogaine has ample opportunities and will play grieving boyfriend. Barry actually talked about this shit in detail in the past. Wore electrician's gloves, put on baggy clothes after and walked away. By the way, Barry didn't work for a professional. Barry dad works for a professional cleaning company. That shit was disposed of in Garden City over the Thanksgiving holiday. Okay. There's more posts too. I'm gonna stop at that one. Holy smokes, man. That guy's a piece of work. So apparently some of the things that he is saying in there, according to the Reddit guy, only makes sense if he actually knew some of these people. But he also says our house, like meaning that he's in Sigma Chi as well.
Right.
Says, by the way, this dude, David B, is in charge of the frat's social media accounts, and we know a lot of their social media content has been deleted or privated. And that is true. Right off the bat, Sigma Chi did take down a lot of their social media and privated a lot of stuff. Yeah, this writer is so classy, such a winner.
Yeah.
So in between this 4chan post, who supposedly has some inside information, then you got the Reddit guy who's saying that the 4chan guy does have some information. This is how you now have the Davids being like on the radar. This guy's just a piece of shit, though. Let me see what you guys say in here. Maddie's boyfriend is losing his hair, actually, so they must know him. Yes, but I mean, we know he's losing his hair, and we don't know him. You know what I mean? We can just see it in the pictures. Poor guy.
Teresa, poor guy.
Poor guy. I mean, that sucks. Does Maddie's room have access to the balcony? Yes, out the window. If you went out the window, you could get onto the balcony, Phoebe. Okay, that one C word bothers me, yet seems to be his favorite. That's actually one of my least favorite C words, or my least favorite cuss words, to be honest with you. Yeah, they call it, that's, yeah, they're supposed to be talking about Kaylee when they're saying that. That's disgusting. This is old news, but it just pertains to what we were just reading and then what we just listened to. So people did, we were listening to some voice messages from David Barachoa, and people didn't know who he was or why he was even being relevant. I'll be right back. I have a little person who needs me real quick. Michelle, you handle it?
I got you. I got you. Thanks, Shay. Thank you. He's very crude. He's very his wording is actually disgusting in the way he just describes the victims or just people in general. So he's, you know, but I guess the two Davids had came along in the last week or so, the last 2 weeks. He's just, oof. Yeah, that I'm right, C-Dub. I'm with you on that one. Access to his window would be easy peasy to get in and out. I agree, allegedly. I totally agree. Okay, so how many of you guys, we could start off with the Reddit thread first. I personally feel this guy is legit. What do you guys feel? And I'm talking about the Reddit guy first, before we even get to the Davids. Everyone can stay in the house. I agree, Delana. Same. My son's 22. He would never, ever, ever speak that way about anyone. Yeah, Sticky, I agree. I think he's pretty legit. He seemed to know things, and then they were backed up, you know, later on, if, you know, just by looking at the dates when he had put certain things out. Cool. Oh, Brian, we'll get to your message too in a second, babe. We're just waiting for T to, she just has to get a couple things together. Yeah, he's definitely legit. Cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thank you for hitting that like button. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you for being so kind and cool in chat. We appreciate it so much. You're so respectful to each other, to us. This is a hard one. It's heavy. I was saying I'm sus of everyone, right? At this point. Yeah, I agree. Yep. I agree. And again, law enforcement, this case was something that, I mean, never in a billion years, that they would ever see anything like this coming, clearly. It's not that they're doing a bad job. I just think that they're not used to doing this type of work. They're not trained for this. But once the FBI came in and they created their little specialized teams, I had full faith then at that point, for sure. Yeah, Delana, I hear you, babe. Same, Ron. Same. This case gets you. It just gets you. It's a horrific one. And then just, are we dealing with a serial killer right now? Are we dealing with a local? Are we dealing with a friend? A frenemy, possibly?
All right, did you guys want to hear those again now that we've read through the post? Do you want to hear the messages again so there's more context to it?
I can play them again if you want. For sure, Brian, for sure. T, you want me to play them again?
Yeah, I think it would probably be good now that we've read through it and people can actually have a little bit more context to why this guy's like saying, hey.
You got it. Okay.
This person wasn't from our fraternity. I don't know why people keep speculating that. There is like 70 people, not even, in our house. I know every single person in the house by first and last name. I know almost everyone's parents. This is not just like a fraternity in the South where there's like 200 members and some people kind of know each other. Every single one of our members knows each other very, very well. This is not a typical fraternity. I don't know what else to say. Everything that was posted on that 4chan sub that was like accurate information, being like where I went to high school, what my mom does for a living, all of that is found on Google. Everything else is wrong. They said that David and I talked about this from high school. I didn't even meet Xana or Ethan until freshman year of college. So there's just so much information that's just not right. And if like these people were connected to Moscow or the situation at all, they would know that, but they're not. They're just dumb and they just wanted to make this up. But yeah, no, this is a really rough time for all of us right now. And I just wish people would stop. Yeah, another thing is those nicknames, completely made up. Literally, we never use those nicknames. I mean, do you really think I'm going around calling myself schizo cunt? Like, that's just not... Obviously, that's not true. The other thing is, whoever this was referred to one of the female victims at one point as just the word tits. Like, I get that we're in Greek life and it has a bad fucking stereotype around it, but, like, I'm a human being. I'm not a piece of garbage. Obviously, we didn't fucking walk around. I didn't even know Maddie or Kaylee. Neither one of those two. People keep saying, oh, why didn't he follow them? I didn't follow them because I didn't know them. Believe it or not, at a school of like 12,000 people, I don't know every single person. I don't know anything about this neighbor character. I've been avoiding the news. I mean, you can imagine why. Seeing my face on the news is kind of surreal, especially like when these people have no idea who I am. But no, there was no fight. I was sober the whole night. I would have seen or heard at the very least if something happened. I was driving people to and from the bar. I was driving friends home from the party at our house because it was cold and it was slick that night. But no, there was no fight at all. David was with his girlfriend the whole time. I was with a myriad of different people, so...
That's all of them, right?
Yep. all three.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's nice to hear what he has to say, but I mean, once again, it's the same kind of concept as they don't send any receipts of what they're doing. So, for instance, Dylan's boyfriend, he goes around and starts posting pictures of himself with timestamps to say, hey, this is where I was. And I think we even have, we have one of Jake too, I think, Maddie's boyfriend, showing where he was.
Right.
So I mean, like I said from the beginning, and you guys, I know that some of you guys weren't here at the beginning, just, you have to take it for what it is. You believe what you want from it. These are literally just, this is from Reddit. This is from 4chan. You got to, you believe it or you don't. You got to put trust into this person. You have no idea who the hell they are. I don't know. It's up to you. It's interesting when you put all the little pieces together and kind of see what fits.
For sure, because some of the things, if you look at the timing of it all too, one saying one thing, the other one backs it up, and some of these people do and don't know each other and are not connected. That's what kind of gets me. It's when it circles back and they're correct on the actual information, like that the Reddit user. Some of the things that these other kids were saying backed up what he was already saying initially, and he put that out. He put the original thread out a few weeks back.
On the 4chan thing is what the guy's saying is that they talked about doing something like this back in high school, and then they had come up with this plan supposedly when a couple weeks prior to this, and they stopped using social medias and
see all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. But if you just hear like little clicks of things that they say, not so much even with this, I guess I'm going back to the Reddit guy again.
As I said, it's just taking all those little pieces and putting them together. Okay, so you guys want to look at the new article from, I keep saying the wrong one. Is it Star? I think it's Star.
Star, I believe.
All right, let's take a look at that. Oh, do I have to actually go to the magazine? Because it says I'm reading a preview of it. Otherwise, you know what I have?
Oh, it does. It does, because it doesn't come out till the 2nd.
Hold on. Somebody sent pictures of it. Let me see if I can just grab those real quick. You keep talking. I'll grab the
I
pics.
gotcha. I'm gonna try and just save it.
Brian Enton tweeted, Moscow, Idaho, police say the investigation continues and no suspect has been identified. As of today, there are processing more than 9,025 email tips, 4,575 phone tips, 6,050 digital media submissions, and detectives have now conducted over 300 interviews. That's interesting.
Yeah.
They don't have the pieces of evidence, so I wondered why not.
I'm missing chat too, I think. Hold on a second.
Oh, I'm supposed to be going over here to look for this. Sorry. Give me
No,
that.
you're
That
okay.
came up as a notification and kind of distracted me. Let me go find this real quick.
I agree, Mary. All right, let me just go back, see if we catch anybody else's comments. Free Spirit, he didn't say for sure. Oh, Candy, they're talking about just something that I've been gone a few weeks, so I think these two Davids, what they're trying to say is that these two Davids had either talked about things like this and whatnot in high school, but we don't have any factual anything to coordinate anything that we're providing today. So we just want to make that
Yeah, there's
very
nothing
clear.
like from law enforcement that says
Right.
this is what it is.
And or about like these particular killings from anything that they spoke about back in their high school days and all that.
Okay.
Alley cattails, right? Would you know to send an alibi?
I'm going to put this up on screen, but I'm not going to be able to like zoom in, I don't think. So. Okay. This is, let me just save them real quick so I can actually zoom. And I hate that they're that small. Oh, don't do that. Wrong button to close. Almost closed out StreamYard.
Oh no. Yeah, allegedly says when you pull it up, there's a question mark at the end. The article points out the shadows running past the light, suggesting that those might be the killers. Yeah, Claire Bear, right? We all do. Teresa said it right the first time. Got to go ham.
Yeah.
You're ham today.
It's not saving the way that I.
You got it, Dominic. Social butterfly, the things that have been going on, especially in the last few years. Yeah, it's very scary what sadly children are capable of for all different reasons.
Where the heck is the other one?
Hey, Queen Bee. Missed you.
Bee.
This is true, Mary. They make it look easy, and all those results come back in 2 minutes or a day. And in our world, it's months. Little guy trucker, you know what? I've seen so many people compare this case to Scream, like to the movie, and oof.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's see if you guys can see this now. See, that's better. Okay. Sorry, it took me a second to try to save them all. So.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. And plus, I could actually zoom in and stuff on these so you guys can actually read them too. Okay, so this is the Star magazine that just came out. It's actually dated the 2nd, I believe. Oh. No, they're not in the right. Oh, here we go. Okay. You guys want me to read this to you? I can read this. I can read it. Okay. In the weeks since 4 college students at the University of Idaho were found brutally stabbed to death in their off-campus home in the early morning hours of November 13th, Authorities have reportedly received more than 5,000 tips, conducted over 200 interviews, collected 113 pieces of evidence, and taken 4,000 photographs. Still, a suspect has yet to be named, and no arrests have been made. Even the murder weapon remains to be found. There have been no substantial leads in the case, which has left the small, tight-knit town of Moscow reeling, and the families of the victims, Madison Mogan, 21, Kaylee Gonsalves, 21, Xana Kernodle, 20, and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin, 20, bereft and tortured by unanswered questions. Until now, on December 7th, police revealed they were searching for the driver of a white car seen on the night of the killings near where the students lived. Days later, a clerk at a local gas station says she spotted the white Hyundai on surveillance footage at 3:45 a.m. around the time of the murders. The murders were believed to have taken place. It's a desperately needed break that could help police finally solve the crime and find the killer more than 49 days after their bodies were found. People won't breathe a sigh of relief until police catch the guy, a source tells Star, and nail him to the wall. An arrest can't come soon enough for loved ones. Stephen Gonsalves, Casey's, Kaylee's dad. Oh, they typoed it. That sucks. Kaylee's dad demanded answers about who killed his daughter and why, based upon the death certificate and his conversation with the coroner, Kathy Mabbitt. He revealed the victims had big open gouges on their bodies, and Casey's liver and lungs had been slashed open. He believes the killer is a man blasting cops for leaving the murderer's gender in question. They should know by the amount of strength it took to deliver the injuries, he said. They're just being cowards. There are girls walking around the street right now that deserve to know. They should be looking out for a sadistic male. We're not releasing specific details because we do not want to compromise the investigation, said Moscow Police Department Captain Roger Lanier on December 12th. Local students also became suspects when chilling body cam footage surfaced from the night of the attacks. In the video, cops stopped 4 underage males 1/10 of a mile from the murder scene after they were spotted carrying alcohol. The Moscow Police Department later said that the incidents were not related. Criminologist Dr. Casey Jordan has said while she initially believed the murderer or murderers knew their victims, she now thinks a serial killer may be at large. As time goes on, I am more and more convinced that this could be a random stranger, she said, referencing Danny Rolling, a serial killer coined the Gainesville Ripper, who stabbed to death 5 students in Florida over 4 days in the summer of 1990. He was executed in 2006. There has also been talk the assailant didn't act alone. The murders were horrific, says the source. They left the entire community terrified of the killer or killers. The evening of November 12th unfolded like a typical Saturday night in a college town. Xana and Ethan went to a party at Sigma Chi fraternity, according to police. Returned to her home around 1:45 a.m. Madison and Kaylee went to a local bar and left around 1:30 a.m., stopping at a food truck and then getting a ride home. The driver has been ruled out by authorities. They arrived just before 2 a.m. Between 2:26 and 2:52 a.m., phone logs showed the two placed several unanswered calls to the same phone number. Kaylee's sister said the calls were to an ex-boyfriend who was asleep. Coroner Mabbitt said the 4 victims were likely sleeping when they were attacked and stabbed repeatedly with a large knife, and that there were signs the victims attempted to fight back. It's such a horrific crime, she said. It's hard to think that somebody, whether they live here or they were here, commits something like that and is at large. The 2 other female housemates were home, but investigators believe they slept through the murders. Police were called close to noon on Sunday. Internet sleuths have been on overdrive, and a retired police officer allegedly found a single glove located outside the Moscow home weeks after the murder took place. It's got to be frustrating for the victims' families with all these theories flying around and no suspects, says the source, noting that the police are taking every single lead with all serious, no matter how small. Prosecutors add the source are sure to ask for the death penalty in this case. For now, it's cold comfort for the Moscow community. Everyone on campus is jumpy, knowing that whoever killed those kids may still be out there. Well, they are still out there. Says the source, and for friends and family members of the victims too. Our family is at a loss for words, said Xana's sister Jasmine in a statement. We are confused and anxiously waiting for updates on the investigation. And then they have like little snippets up here. Madison's father, Ben, said his daughter was a hard worker who made the dean's list, while her boyfriend, Jake Schreiger, added that the marketing major was excited to graduate next year. There's no words that I can really describe her, he said, and how amazing she was and how wonderful of a person she was. Xana, members of Xana's sorority, Pi Beta Phi, posted a tribute to the Idaho native, calling her a magnet for positive energy who always radiated that energy back into the world. Her father, Jeffrey, said he couldn't fathom who would ever hurt her or why they'd want to. She was with her friends all the time, he revealed. Kaylee was from Ratham, Idaho, and was planning to move to Texas with a friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Texas with a friend after her December graduation to work at a marketing firm. She was a sweet soul, bright and engaging, said a former teacher. The college senior had been best friends with fellow victim Madison since the 6th grade. Ethan, he was literally the life of the party. He made everybody laugh, Ethan's mother, Stacy, said of the former high school basketball star and Washington native, who was one of 3 triplets and Xana's boyfriend. He was majoring in recreation, sport, and tourism management, added his mom. He was just the kindest person.
It's heartbreaking. Heartbreaking for who these kids were and all the potential that they had and were about to give this world. And it's just, this is almost unreal. Of all the true crime we cover and all the craziness that I cannot just.
This is by far one of the worst things I've ever discussed.
Yeah.
I mean, we go over a lot of kids' cases, and those are horrendous on their own. But to know that somebody just is now wandering the streets that did this, I like that. They always say in these articles like that the person might still be out there. It's like, no, they are out there.
Oh yeah, they are. And just
They're
thinking
out there.
like
they're out there. They may not be right there, so that means that they've had plenty of time to go somewhere else.
For sure. And just knowing like how that picture was taken right before all of this, just like all the things leading up to it. And then like, it's just, oh my goodness, like these kids were just on their way to really becoming true adults and really beginning their real lives. And the families that they could have made, all of that just like hit so hard when you think about all this just crazy shit. And then when you think about, okay, if it's not a local or somebody that they know, one thing, but let's just say if we come to find out, or this comes out to be somebody close, how her, like, I lose words. I just, wow.
Well, it's kind of like how Kaylee's mom said, like they were worried about doing the like the memorial, that the person would actually be there.
Yeah. And get some type of sick pleasure
Like, what
out
if
of
that
it.
person was there?
Yeah. Being their parents, holding off on things like that. Like, and that's part of your grieving process. You know, you just lost your child. It's just, when I hear Ethan's parents speak too, they really break my heart because he's part of, you know, the whole triplet twin situation. And I just cannot imagine. And then they still have to go forward, going to school here. And just, that has to be unbelievably just, oh my goodness. This is just horrific. This is absolutely horrific. In every sense. You look at those 4 beautiful faces and you see all that love.
Kids.
Yeah. Just getting ready to go out there and be, you know, from everything I feel like we have seen outside of little petty things that young adult kids do and things like that. These were about to be some really good human beings who would have contributed majorly to this world in such a good, positive way. This just sucks. Like, I'm using all the wrong words again, but just looking at that picture, like this picture right here, and it's so sad. It's just very sad.
It is very sad. I can't imagine the family. And then, I mean, social media is just, it's just crazy.
It's tearing a lot of this to shreds, and all that misinformation that I do believe, for as much as they want to say, you know, us web sleuthers and things like that, you know, we hone in on certain things, but I mean, come on, like who wouldn't want to fight for justice for these and try and figure out who, where, what, and how all this went down, and how could you not look and not, I don't know. This is why we're all just kind of, you know, they can use the word obsessed or whatever they want to use, but
it is almost, though, because there's also, because there's 4 victims, there is a lot of different connections. There's a ton of people to circles or in their immediate circle and their outer circles. And when you have one, you have a smaller amount of a circle, right? So it's people are all over it, and I just can't imagine like how the relief is going to be when somebody is caught.
Right.
I just like every day I wake up and it's like the first thing I go to check to see if anybody's messaged me that there's been an arrest. Because I feel like somebody's going to be arrested. They're going to be arrested like in the middle of the night or something so that nobody is there to see it.
Yep. That one little clue is going to come flying out that they're looking for, or that they need to fly on in. It's going to happen. And then they're going to come in, do what they do. And we won't hear anything again until there is a trial, in my opinion, just because of the college admissions and things like that. And they have to literally get this town back up and running on an A+ effort type of situation. And I don't see after all this, they're going to want this to go away.
All right. I think we're about done for the day, man. We've been on here for over 2 hours. I hope that this gave you guys, some insight into some of the things that were said in regards to Jack D and where that's coming from. And if you guys do happen to come across anything that shows what time this person says that Jack D went to his room and went to bed, if you could send it to me, I'd really appreciate it, because I do not see that he ever said a time.
Yeah.
But he also says that he was not, he didn't get to the house until between 1:30 and 2. So just remember that he never says that Jack D wasn't at a bar. So even if that picture is Jack D, I don't really know what it ultimately changes for what happens between 3 and 4. So that's kind of where I'm at with that.
Mm-hmm.
But
we love you, C-Dub. We love you.
I love you, C-Dub. But I know that CDT is live. I'll drop her link to her live. If she's talking about the Idaho Four, if you guys want to head over there, show her some support, tell her you're coming from Criminality, that'd be awesome. Show her some love. She's an amazing creator. If you're not subbed to her, go over there and sub too. But I mean, Thursday afternoon, and I appreciate every single one of you guys spending your afternoon / early evening, maybe late night for some of you. Hi, S. Hockett.
Hello.
But once again, I appreciate you guys. I know that you have 1,000 places that you could spend your time, and you choose to spend it here with us, and it means the world to us. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for being so kind to each other.
Yes.
So I dropped CDT. CDT is live right now, so you guys can go over there. She is talking about the Idaho 4 case. If on your way out, if you wouldn't mind just hitting the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to, get notified when we go live. And Michelle, I'm so happy that you're here.
I love you. I miss all of you, especially you, my T.
Missed you.
Yes.
And all the wrenches, all the mods in chat. Thank you guys. Thank you
Absolutely.
guys for just being here and supporting the channel.
Rock stars.
But other than that, I'll probably hop over to CDT, see what she's got going on, and I'll see you over there. All right. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye, guys.